Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Atlas, and I guess that was actually really good timing because we just hit the new daily candle on the charts here for Bitcoin. We got a lot of stuff to discuss today, but I'm going to try and go through this as quickly as possible. I always say I try to make my videos shorter and they end up being long. Let's hope today will actually be the case, even with all the crazy amount of stuff that we actually need to talk about. So it's going to be a very interesting day today. I will be discussing Bitcoin, Ethereum, Orchid, as well as UMA, and we got a lot of actual news regarding with Bitcoin. So with that being said, if you guys are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, like button. Let's get this video to at least 100 likes. And sorry, I just realized the sub thing I had up there was for another channel. Let's try and get this video to at least 100 likes, and also click the bell icon so you can stay up to date for all the latest cryptocurrency news and technical analysis. Drop a comment down below and tell me what you guys think about everything today. If there's anything I may have missed, or if you just want to say hello, anything like that. And let's get right on into the news with this. First up, let's focus on what's going on with Bitcoin. So this was already mentioned. I talked about this in a previous video about the city of Miami now considering giving its employees the opportunity to get their salaries paid in Bitcoin. Today, Jack, who is the founder of Twitter, he actually had mentioned in response to this, he said smart. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. And then this was actually really important too. MicroStrategy has purchased approximately 295 Bitcoin for $10 million in cash at an average price of $33,808 per Bitcoin. We now hodl 71,079 Bitcoins acquired for $1.145 billion at average price of $16,109 per Bitcoin. That is a lot of money put into Bitcoin. And yeah, so $10 million cash they just put in, as I just mentioned, and this basically gives all the same stats. You just get to see a little bit more of a chart progression as they move throughout this. The average Bitcoin purchase price, and then the price skyrocketing up a bit more here. So how many Bitcoin that they own is just absolutely insane. They keep this rate up, 71,000. I wouldn't be surprised if, depending on what goes on with Bitcoin, they might end up be pushing, trying to go for 75K. They just got 295 more. I don't know if it's possible, but they're getting up there. And next thing he says, formula for success. I thought this was kind of cool. Rise early, work late, and buy Bitcoin. Okay. We got a lot of things to talk about, so I'm going to be trying to move through these pretty quickly. I'm sorry if I look like a ghost. I actually think I do need to down just a little bit. So sensitive with this stuff. Bullish Bitcoin fundamentals point to renewed price rally up ahead. In 2021, so far around 26,000 Bitcoin have been mined. So in 1 month, 26,000 Bitcoin roughly. Meanwhile, the Grayscale Investment Trust has acquired over 40,000 Bitcoin in the same period. Wow. Glassnode said in a weekly report. Further, the number of coins held on exchange addresses continues to slide, taking sell-side liquidity off the market. This 40,000 that's being mentioned is actually very important as well, because we're going to be talking about now with Grayscale and their transition in just 1 second. They're changing their rates. The balance of Bitcoin held across all exchanges fell to a 2.5-year low of 2,349,040 on Monday, according to Glassnode. In fact, I actually just moved some more crypto off of the exchange myself. I literally just did that right before I recorded this video. Meanwhile, the number of whale entities, clusters of crypto wallet addresses held by a single network participant holding at least 1,000 Bitcoin jumped to a new record high of $2,218 on Sunday. The count has increased by over 50 during the recent bout of price consolidation, in a sign of continued accumulation by investors large enough to influence market trends. Lastly, the odds of a deeper drop due to profit taking appear low, as the 24-hour average of Bitcoin's adjusted spent output ratio, or ASOPR, recently fell to 1, indicating that coins moving between investors are no longer carrying profit. The SOPR metric measures the profit ratio of coins based on the prices when they last moved. The ASOPR ignores all outputs with a lifespan of less than 1 hour. Now, in regards to Grayscale, may jumpstart the next phase of the Bitcoin bull run tomorrow. tomorrow. Okay, that's right around the corner. Looking pretty good. I mean, we're on the new daily candle, so in the next 24 hours, we should potentially see some sort of an impact or relationship to that. According to data from on-chain analytics resource Crypto Quant, the price premium of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust GBTC just hit its lowest since when? April 2019. You guys know how much money was printed last year in 2020? They're dropping their premium even beyond 2020 and going all the way back to 2019. This is really good news. People don't like to have to pay big premiums. So them dropping this down means more incentives for people to be like, yeah, you know what? Okay, I'll go ahead and check out Bitcoin now. As February begins, the trust purchase premium is at around $6.50, having previously been as high as $40 over the course of its existence. This historically coincides with meandering price direction, while large premiums equal large upside moves for Bitcoin. With the next unlocking set for February 3rd, which is tomorrow, as of the time of me recording this video, anticipation should be building for a continuation of the Bitcoin bull run. I agree. I think that this is looking very promising. And the Forbes magazine, Steve Forbes, said Bitcoin is not money yet. And then he kind of elaborates on a lot of things in here. I'm not even going to really highlight that much into it. Did I even highlight? Yeah, I didn't even really, I didn't highlight anything into it. So the big takeaway, and Michael Saylors actually responded to him because he also tweeted this out. Michael Saylors was like, look, Bitcoin is not supposed to replace money. Bitcoin is supposed to be a replacement for gold for the same monetary principle design, right? So money, like our fiscal money, should, and I believe it will be, backed off of Bitcoin instead of like how it used to be backed off of gold. And then we moved off the gold standard and we just went on to the dollar standard. And obviously that's not proving viable. Everything is falling apart with that. So the thing is that as things continue to evolve, I believe that digital currencies will continue to boom. And I've talked about this for a while, way before they were talking about this right here. I've said it in a lot of my old videos. So I think that just like how China's making the digital yuan, the United States, which the Federal Reserve has already said that they're now working on this, is making the blockchain technology version of the digital US dollar. And so I think that as time evolves, Bitcoin is going to show itself to be a safe haven asset, and that these different cryptocurrencies that are being created that are centralized for the different countries, they're going to end up being backed off of the value of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is decentralized. So you got a centralized bit that's backed off of something that's not centralized, so that way then it can help identify a little bit more the true value of these pieces, right? I think that's the road that we're going to end up taking. Federal Reserve. Once we get some more money coming in, that means more potential spending power. President Joe Biden has proposed a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill, but a group of senators from the opposition Republican Party on Monday released details of a $618 billion proposal they argue is more appropriate. Bank of America's analysts assume the package will end up around $1 trillion. Why it matters is that as Americans start to get out and about, a surge in consumer spending looks likely. The Bank of America analysts estimate there's already some $1.6 trillion of excess savings that might start to trickle into the economy. And that $1.6 trillion, all ramifications of what happened last year with the Federal Reserve printing just going on crazy mode. Next up, China has a company, 500.com. They're wanting to purchase another $8.5 million worth of Bitcoin miners. They said Tuesday they inked a definitive agreement to purchase 5,900 mining machines for 55.2 million yuan, around $8.5 million, expected to be delivered in the second quarter of this year. Under a wider framework agreement, I think that's what she meant to say, the company has agreed in principle to purchase up to 10,000 Bitcoin mining machines in 2021, subject to availability. That's a lot of machines. So they're looking at potentially almost nearly doubling the number that they just now mentioned. Under the deal, 500.com is required to pay a performance bond of 2,000 yuan, $309 per machine for the first 5,000 machines, or 10 million yuan, roughly $1.5 million in total. If all 15,900 Bitcoin mining machines are delivered, the firm's total hash rate is expected to increase by 1,000 petahashes per second, 500.com first announced on January 11th that it planned to mine Bitcoin, saying it would acquire devices worth $14.4 million in an all-equity deal. So on one hand, it's good that we're getting more miners. On the other hand, China already has approximately 60% of the hash rate for mining Bitcoin. And the whole point of this is that we want it to be decentralized. So if China continues to be the forefront runner on this, then the potential risk continues to increase of manipulation on their side. Now, there's different companies that are involved with this, but China tends to be a little bit critical on things and controlling. So there's, some cause for concern that they would kind of come in and line up all these ducks in a row, basically, to try and pull a trigger on something. But if they do that, it's going to really hurt their companies, for one. It's going to hurt their economy. And I don't think it's really that worthwhile for them. I mean, it's an option. It could happen. But I think what we really need is to hear a bunch of other countries. The United States would be a great one for them to really step up. One of the big issues is the cost of electricity and also having to find areas that have cooler temperatures, because the more machines that you got like this, obviously, the more heat that it's going to generate. I just had a crazy idea. I wonder, there's geothermal energy that you can actually collect with, I think it's aluminum and a couple other things. And so it's like a solar panel. I've read about this before, but it works during the nighttime. It's just not able to collect very much of that energy, right? So I wonder if the geothermal heat is like the equivalent to the heat that could be generated off of these machines. I don't know if those are defined as the same thing, but it sounds like they would be. It's heat, right? So if that's possible, I'm wondering if all these machines that are generating this heat could then be used to collect this extra electrical current and thereby either recycle back into itself, or to work for cooling units, or to help contribute back to power plants somehow by submitting that energy to them that they can use for the rest of people. I'm just exploring some random ideas, and I'm curious what you guys think. Obviously, a lot of people are using solar panels already to try and tie this up with the Bitcoin miners themselves, but the geothermal heat collection for nighttime stuff, I think, is something that hasn't been fully explored, and we're going to find some really powerful things come in the future for that too. Bitwise files for approval to publicly trade its Bitcoin fund. The fund aims to compete with Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust and others by offering a 50 basis point lower expense ratio. According to a press release issued Tuesday, the company has filed a 211 form with the U.S.'s Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, for the Bitwise Bitcoin Fund. If approved by FINRA, shares in the Bitwise fund would be available for trading in traditional brokerage accounts and could be held with traditional custodians, according to the release. The company is yet to announce a ticker for the fund. The company told CoinDesk the fund offers a 1.5 expense ratio, which is lower than Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, or GBTC, at 2%. Grayscale is owned by Digital Currency Group, the parent company of CoinDesk. So more competition, more opportunities, more avenues people can go to buy Bitcoin. So I think that's actually very good news. This is also really good news. Gemini Trust Company, the cryptocurrency exchange founded by the billionaire twins Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, on Tuesday became the latest to offer interest rates ranging from 1.54% on a token called Balancer to 7.4% for Filecoin, another obscure digital asset. Bitcoin deposits earn 3.05%. It's the first account of its kind to be available in all 50 U.S. states, though it's not available outside the U.S. Existing customers will get to open Earn accounts straight away with a tap on their mobile phone apps, while later this month, new clients can transfer their assets to Gemini from rival exchanges. At first glance, Gemini Earn, as the offering is called, could seem like an old-fashioned savings account. It pays an adjustable interest rate on deposits, and account holders can withdraw their cryptocurrency at any time with no penalties or fees. Just like a bank, Gemini makes money by loaning the deposits out at higher interest rates and pockets the difference. I think this is awesome. I'm all about trying to get interest on crypto now. I'll be very honest with you guys. I heard about BlockFi before, and I didn't really, or BlockFi, sorry, and I didn't really know much about it. So next thing I know, I'm on Twitter and I see Crypto Lark tweet about it. It responded to somebody's thing And he was saying that he's involved with it too. And I really like Crypto Lark. I think he's a good guy. I think he provides good information, and he's a great YouTuber. So I was like, let me go to their website and actually check this out more. So I looked into it about a week ago, and I got my account set up, got myself my amount that's put in there, trying to understand a little bit more. And lo and behold, I'm making an interest on it. It seems like it's a pretty good option that's out there. Obviously, you're taking a risk anytime you move this stuff around. But if you guys didn't know, the interesting thing with BlockFi is that their custodians are, drumroll please, Gemini. So there's a good relationship that's being established there. The Winklevoss twins, both of these guys are associated with Gemini. They're the founders of this exchange. And now you're looking at the opportunity to, on their exchange, also make an interest rate. Just keep in mind that the interest rates very well could change, and they're more likely going to be changing. Like, for example, on BlockFi right now for Bitcoin, as of the time of me making this video, it's 6%. But I saw another video of somebody else talking about it as a review, and they were saying that it was, I think it was 8.5%. So it shifted its paradigm, right? But you also make interest off of your interest. It's a compound interest effect, which is really cool. You're going to have to go through the taxes at the end of the year because you are now making a profit in this interest that's coming through you, right? You can also choose which way that you want to get it put out. I know I'm going on and on about this. I'm going to include a link as a referral if you guys decide that you want to get set up with it. I think the promo is like you get $10 worth of Bitcoin once you deposit a little bit in there. I get a little bit of Bitcoin as well. If you want to check it out, I think if anything, BlockFi is definitely worth looking into. Even if you put a little bit in, 6% for the year, and it continues to add up. You can also do Ethereum on there, Litecoin, and then a couple stable coins as options as well. So I actually was looking into this more, and I'm 95% sure. I'm not 100% on this, okay? But I'm 90 to 95% sure. And I saw another person that did an article on this, that it's 2.5 Bitcoin that is the maximum that you can earn the 6% on. And then it shows a second chart that's anything above 2.5%, you earn 3% on. So my question was, well, with compound interest and everything, what if that exceeds at some point 2.5 Bitcoin? Then I have more Bitcoin, but now I'm making less interest? That doesn't make any sense, right? It's like I would have to add in a whole bunch more Bitcoin just to be able to make enough off of that 3% to exceed the 6% from the 2.5 Bitcoin. But I think that's actually misconstrued. And so I believe the way that it works, and again, I'm like 90, 95% on this, you can have up to 2.5 Bitcoin that will get the 6%. If you exceed that amount, you get 6% on the 2.5 Bitcoin, but you only get 3% on the extra. So if you got, for example, 2.6 Bitcoin, then you should be only getting 3% on 0.1 Bitcoin, and then you get 6% on the other 2.5. I hope that makes sense. And you can choose which crypto that you want this to be paid out on as far as your interest rates go. So because I have a little bit of Ethereum in there, Litecoin, and Bitcoin, I just said, you know what, I want everything to be put into Bitcoin format because I really believe in the future value of Bitcoin. But you can make it Ethereum if you want, you can make it Litecoin, whatever. Lots of options with that. Sorry, I know I ranted on with that. And now with UMA or UMA, however you want to say this. I'm just going to say UMA, okay? So I wanted to find out if there was any kind of news because this thing was really popping hot, and I went over to Twitter. I tried looking on Google. I couldn't find anything that was really that strong. If you guys know of anything else that I'm missing on this, be sure to let me know. And looking at UMA, one big post right here, new tokens listed thanks to SushiSwap integration. UMA is one of these that's listed with token ion DEX. And they said, let's celebrate together, follow them, and SushiSwap, retweet, this and that. But as you guys can see, there's a high level of engagement. So I was like, okay, there's a lot of people that are talking about this. So this very well could be one contributing factor towards the help of it going up. So that's something, if you guys want to look more into, you guys can. I'm just sharing a bit of info with that. And then the other thing right here is you can stake Ethereum with UGAS, and you can currently earn 20 to 30% APY. We're incentivizing users to mint UGAS and provide liquidity on Uniswap. If you mint plus LP UGAS tokens, you'll be rewarded with UMA rewards. here's how to get started with degenerative finance. This one doesn't have anywhere near as much engagement, but I did think that that was very interesting, and so I wanted to go ahead and keep both of those in for you guys, and this is just an ad, so you guys can ignore that. Unless you don't want to. But I am on Twitter. If you guys want to check me out, my name is @AtlasOfficialTV. I am trying to get more active and not only liking stuff, but I need to start retweeting things more, or just talking about some of the new news that I found, and just keeping you guys more up to date on things. And I saw somebody else doing this with stocks. So if you guys do follow me on Twitter and you guys got some really good crypto pictures, memes, things like that, especially if you make any of those kinds of things, go ahead and send them over to me. I would love to try and show some of those things on a video sometime. Okay, now let's go head over to the charts. I'm going to move through this pretty quickly. We're already at almost 21 minutes. So Bitcoin first up. Bitcoin did have an explosive pop yesterday. Look at that. Broke right out of that level of resistance. We had the symmetrical triangle pattern, and it was on the verge of, if it stayed in its same position, it would have actually been in a bearish pattern, or the suggestive sign of us moving towards that by being on the 21 EMA, but it did end up pushing really hot. It was closer to the top level of resistance. I believe I mentioned this in yesterday's video, so it's more likely that it was going to have an uptrend, and it did. It smashed through $34,000, smashed through $35,000. As it is right now, we're very close to $36,000. It essentially bounced off of that yesterday. So things are looking very good, very promising for Bitcoin right now, suggesting we're starting to get back towards trying to retest some of these major levels. Keep an eye at $36,900, another one at $37,900. Essentially, we're looking at $38,000 there. And then beyond that, that day that Elon Musk changed his bio, that went up to $38,665. There's a lot of good news in regards to Bitcoin today. The stock market stuff was a huge crap fest, and I'm hoping that tomorrow is going to end up recovering for that. And maybe I can get out sometime soon, because I didn't like doing things with the stock market before, and I was just like, you know, this seems like a big social experiment. Why not? Let me dabble in it. And lo and behold, yesterday hurt. It hurt me, and I'm wondering if it hurt any of you guys too. I'm assuming it probably did. $42,100. Let's get above that bad boy and get back on track with all this stuff. Now, hypothetically, if this was to have just like the most ungodliest of godly gains, we're talking about even more than $10,000 today. That's what we would need to get back on track to where the previous trend was suggesting for us to be able to hit $100,000 according to that pattern, right? So you would need to get all the way up to $47,826 as a daily close just to be at the base of where this one is. And then the following day, we would need to exceed at least $50,000, which would be absolutely amazing. Can you believe that? I don't think the odds of this happening are very big, obviously, because that's more than a $10,000 gain, and we've never had that before. But a lot of things can come into play in this. If we had this move, we could theoretically hit $50,000 by tomorrow. But the odds of that are extremely, extremely low. By the way, I just want to remind people, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't ask me directly what you should or should not invest in, okay? Always do your due diligence, do your research. These are my charts. I've been looking at a lot of charts for quite a while now, and I'm still learning things as I progress, as everyone else is, and some people have more experience. But I am very proud, by the way, that the charts that I've been doing have been very stable, and overall, they've been very, very accurate. Sometimes you get a curveball if something gets thrown at you. That's primarily due to something in the news. So I'm very proud of that regards. Okay, now if it goes down, we have a level of support at $34,774. Another one at the 21 EMA, $33,814. Further continuation down at $33,553. That would then break back into the symmetrical pattern. So this could end up being like some weird fake out, right? And if it did that, then we would have another level of support all the way down at $32,470. One more down at $32,000, basically $32,000. Okay, now let's go take a look at Ethereum. Good news with Ethereum, because ladies and gentlemen, it has broken an all-time high once again, and it's above $1,500. Yesterday, it even closed above the $1,500. Now, let's see if what I have said before will come to fruition. I'm going to go ahead and say this again right now. I have believed that if we have a daily candle closure above $1,500 and then the consecutive day Bitcoin continues to show a good rally, it doesn't have some massive pullback, right? If Bitcoin has a good rally after we hit $1,500, then I think it is very plausible that in the next 24 hours, Ethereum can hit $1,750 to $2,000. I think something like that is highly possible. It's not a guarantee with this stuff, but the sentiment now, after having established and broken above $1,500, is that $2,000 is possible. And I think a lot of people are now going to be looking more into Ethereum and the altcoins, as Ethereum has in the past shown the push movement for the altcoin season. And it makes sense because a lot of these altcoins are actually built off of the Ethereum blockchain network. So as it is right now, yesterday had a top at about 1,550. Let's try and get above that first and then push towards $1,600. And like I said, really try and see if we can push towards a $1,750 level. Let me see if I can get this set up right about here. That's going to be a major zone, and we'll see what happens with that. Now, if it decides it wants to drop back down, we have a potential level of support at 1,478, another level down below that at 1,427. Then we dip to 1,381, and then the 21 EMA is at 1,300. That would be a very big red candle position. We have those kinds of moments, but right now, lots of good news with Bitcoin, and things are looking really hot with Ethereum. Even some of the altcoins are having new updates for their stuff, which is suggesting that Ethereum is holding strong. The only thing that I hate is the gas fee stuff, but that stuff is actually being worked out now a lot better with ETH 2.0 development. Let's look at OXT, and then we're going to wrap it up with UMA, right? Yeah, UMA. Okay, so Orchid had a bit of a pullback yesterday, dropping down a little bit in the red, and look at that, bounced right off of my level of support. You know what, guys? If you watch my videos, can you guys do me a huge favor, please? If you guys watch my videos every day because of Orchid, I'm very consistent. That's the word I was looking for. I'm very consistent on covering Orchid. It's my favorite altcoin personally. Go onto Twitter, share the link to this video, and tag with Orchid. You can tag the other cryptos too if you guys would like, but it would definitely be very helpful. And once again, if you guys are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes at least on this video, and also click the bell icon. So it bounced right off of my key level support, like literally. Boom, bounced right off of it, 33 cents, and pushed right on up. 33 cents is a very psychological point. So we have 2 days of closure above that. That is looking good so far in the daily candle, though it is showing some more signs of red. So a little bit of cause for concern, as what I have seen at some instances in the past with Orchid is that this large candle that was formed, it has essentially 2 daily candle positions that follow afterwards in the red that then eliminates all the gains that ended up happening with that. There's a lot of shenanigans that's been going on with Orchid. It's got a great foundation, and there's going to be a lot of good future prospects with Orchid as well, but still it's got a lot of people that are doing the shenanigans, like I said. So 33 cents is a very high key level of support. And then we have another level at 31 cents. A further level drop down below that would be on the 21 EMA, which is 30 cents. Very interesting. Like, it's right on that 30-cent level. And if it was to have some crazy super high drop, we could see a level all the way down to 27 cents or 0.2721. I don't think that's the case. It's already looking like this is starting to flip. With Ethereum making its moves as well, this very well could start to have its significant push, as people have been hodling with this. And we have expectancies of it to head back towards $1 range zone, as that was the previous all-time high. That was all the way back in August 16th. I can't believe that much time has already passed. The RSI even is suggesting that we're not technically overbought yet, and there was quite considerable low volume on yesterday's perspective view, as you guys can see. And overall, it did have some move up and down, but then kind of ended in the middle zone. So the previous day before that was substantially green. I would love to see another big green candle like this today, but always have an air of caution with these things. If we break above 33 cents, we're already at, 34 cents. Then we got another major zone at 37 cents, another major zone right here. This was just a little bounce off of, but not much of a trend suggestion. Still though, we got to get above 38 cents or 0.3884, and then another level up all the way past 40 cents up to 41.97 or 42 cents respectively. And the last one we're going to take a look at is UMA. or UMA, and UMA just had a massive green candle yesterday. Although we did see a little bit of that stuff on Twitter, I would be highly cautious of this, guys. I have a high feeling that this is more than likely going to be a pump and dump. You can see the RSI is suggesting that it's overbought as well, and so if anything, we could end up with some pullback going back quite considerably on this. I always forget where this is at. Fibonacci retracement. All right, let's go with this right here up to the top and pull it all the way down to the bottom zone right about there and get that bad boy saved. And now I'm going to go ahead and zoom on in. So if we do end up having a pullback, we might have some support showing at $14.68. Another drop down below that, we would have it about $12.96, 97 cents. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And then we have another level drop down below that at the 21 EMA, which is actually coinciding very closely with the Fibonacci retracement at the 0.382, and that is at $11.48. So right now things are looking more bearish on my personal opinion, just because of how substantial this candle was. You can see the level of volume in comparison to everything else right here. So it's just totally out of the blue. And you can see it's even starting to drop down further with this too. People are probably looking to start taking more of their profits. But if it decides it wants to go up, let's get past $17.07, get above the 1861, like I said, head over to $20, and then push all the way up. It really goes on a big rate. The next major milestone, I would say, is $28.78. Okay, so you guys let me know what you guys thought about this video and the news that we shared. If you guys are new to the channel, once again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up like button. Let's try to get this video to at least 100 likes. And also click the bell icon so you get notified whenever we have a new video. Drop a comment down below. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, and we will see you in the next episode.